Hello, everybody. How are you all today? My name is Shadow Rose. I am a psychic intuitive here on YouTube, and I am also a tarot reader, astrologer, all that jazz. Well, I'm still learning astrology, but there might be some astrology sprinkled in some of my readings as well. So yeah, I'm so happy that you are here today and you're vibing with me. We chillin', we here, we living for it. Um Today I have decided to I had kind of an idea for a pick a card today. I really felt called today to pull from the Call of the Morrigan Oracle deck to kind of see the vibe for today. So we will see what she has to say. This is just kind of a little bit more for my guidance, but I thought I'd go ahead and film it because I thought it might be interesting. So we can go ahead and start shuffling and see what card pops up. So this is for the topic of today's pick a card, and we can kind of see what pops up here. Might actually also pull from my note card deck as well from her to kind of see a little bit more of a vibe. So we'll get one card from the Oracle deck and then one card from my note card deck. All right. So Manan Maklir, I believe I'm saying that right. I'm kind of also keeping in mind I did pull a different card prior to the reading as well, and then felt like I needed to pull one here on I almost said on stream on the video. And the first card I pulled was the Peace card, and I'm gonna pull that card out because I've shuffled it back into the deck, but I really feel like I need to grab that one. So, by the way, this deck, super amazing, especially if you work with the Morrigan, but you don't need to work with the Morrigan to use this deck. It is by Stephanie Woodfield, Karen Storminger, and art is by Naomi Kornock, and it is one of my new favorite decks. But also I do work with the Morrigan very closely, so this is definitely a special deck for me. There it is. Okay, so I guess we're getting two oracle cards. We'll read these as well, but I will put timestamps in the description box if you want to skip this whole entire part and just want to get to your pick a card reading. I will be reading from the book on these oracle cards. Not only am I still getting used to the oracle deck because it's pretty new, but I also really like what's in the book. It's really just adds so much more context that I think is wonderful. Right. Oh, okay, that's the one. All right. Why do you keep cutting me off? Now, this is a direct quote from the Morrigan that I got during one of her personal channelings with me. But the energy here is a little bit of a call out, a little bit of like, why do you keep turning away from the things that I am giving you? And that's not even just from the Morrigan, but that's kind of this energy here. So, and the peace card here came out, so I kind of do want to focus on peace today and like inner peace and like how to like protect it or how to just kind of keep it safe during this time, especially. I am located in the United States. There's a lot of stuff going on right now that is causing a lot of turmoil internally for a lot of people. So I feel like definitely I feel called to how to kind of stay peaceful and I use that term loosely with something like this because if that specifically is why you are not feeling at peace in yourself, there is a sense of like rage that also kind of boils up inside, and that can be really helpful too. But for some of us, we kind of want, we do want to feel at peace right at home. So at least like when we're in our day-to-day lives, like feeling calm while we're going about that. So and then Manan Maklir, this is a direct call to the sea god in Irish culture, and also talks about journeying and, like, you might call it astral projection, or like hedge crossing, or like I know some people call it hedge crossing. Some people just call it journeying, or like shaman, um, like journeys and stuff like that. So this essentially is just like a connection with the other world, or like the spirit world, or whatever you want to call it. So I'm just going to take a quick peek at these two cards. All right, so for the peace card, it does talk about the end of conflict, contentment. um I am going to read straight from this book. So, while the Morrigan is best known as a battle fury, she is also the one who stands at the end of the battle and announces peace. Her most well-known poem in her mythology comes from the second battle of Mortura, where she invokes peace from the battle of the god. Excuse me, where she invokes peace after the battle of the gods. Yeah, I'm reading that right. Where she invokes peace after the battle the gods have won against the Fomorians. This poem is also a prophecy seeing good times to come and later difficult times. The poem itself is a rosk, a magical form of poetry using recursive speech. In her Rosk, the Morrigan proclaims peace to the heights of the skies, and then to the earth and all that is in between. Here, the Morrigan draws down the energy of sky and earth. One hand upraised, she draws down the power of air, skies, and the heavens. Her downstretched hand draws up the green, growing energy of the land. These energies swirl and blend within her, creating a sacred balance, a peace felt deep within. And then the divinatory meaning is peace is something we need to seek. It does not happen on its own. Sometimes when we have been fighting and surviving for so long, it is hard to embrace. Yet the goddess of battle knows peace has value. At some point, we have to put our swords down so we may nourish ourselves and build new things in life. Peace indicates a time of quiet when we can concentrate on what we need. It is a time to work on self care and replenish our spirits. Allow yourself to be still and do something for yourself. What do you need to feel content and at peace? Now, this card also really reminds me of the as above, so below, especially with her motion that she's doing in the card here, like grabbing from the skies and also from the earth. So, also, as above, so below talks about like as without, so within. So if you are feeling this turmoil, especially internally, start like doing things outwardly that really help calm, um, calm your body. I'm really getting the feeling of like calming the external will help calm the internal. So focus on the body, and then internally your mind will help kind of calm down a little bit too. So the next card is 11, which is Manon McLear, and it's also a, if you follow angel numbers, number 11 is also a master number. All right, so the keywords are ancestors, remembrance, honoring the wisdom of the past. I just heard history repeats itself, and that's both positive and negative. So especially if you're really worried about what is going on right now in the United States, um, just remember that history repeats itself. And again, I don't feel like that's necessarily positive or negative. I feel like that's very neutral. So just keep that in mind. Manon McLear, the Irish sea god, rises from the waves. He stands in liminal space and guards the threshold between the worlds. Holding a skull, he stands as a psychopomp, ushering the spirits of the dead from this life into the next. Manon McLear is a guardian of Magmel, the plane of delight, one of many places within the Irish otherworlds. The spirit is the mist at his the spirits and the mists at his sides leave behind this world to dwell in the otherworldly realm. In the frothy ocean waves, we can see the shapes of horses. Manon owned a magical horse that could travel across both land and sea, running faster than the wind. Like Manon, his horse could traverse from one realm to another easily. Manon McLear signals a time to connect to the ancestors. They may be blood ancestors or ancestors of spirit. How have these ancestors helped you? What wisdom have you gained from them? How can you honor their memory? It may be a time to listen to the messages you are receiving. Be open to the wisdom of those who have gone before. What lessons can you learn from them? What wounds from the past might need healing? It may be time to connect with your ancestors. Manon rules over the oceans and the power of water. Are you moving with the tides of Manon's waters or struggling against them? Manon can also represent journeys to the other worlds and stepping into liminal spaces. So I feel like with this card, it's of course calling to like ancestor work too, but like just kind of like looking back to the past. Like, what have you personally actually even done in the past to kind of help protect your peace, to help calm yourself down? We'll go into more details in the Pekka card reading, but I'm kind of glad that this kind of turned into like a full, like, 3 card quick reading. Looking at the 3 cards together, I mean, obviously the focus here is of peace. What does peace mean to you? Because peace can mean different things for many different people. Some people find peace in noise. Some people find peace in quiet. Some with their loved ones all around them, others alone. We'll go deeper into, like I said, into the pick a card, but with the last card, the why do you keep cutting me off? And for some of you, if you do happen to work with the Morrigan, this could be a direct call out to, she is directly calling and asking you, hey, like, why do you keep pushing me out? Why do you keep pushing me away? If you don't work with a Morrigan, that's completely fine. I feel like this is just spirit or universe kind of giving you that call out then. Like, why do you keep pushing away your guides, your need to connect with spirit, connect with the universe, connect with God, if that is something that you connect with, or a God. It could be a specific God. The Morrigan, she is also a goddess of like divination, and prophecies. So I feel like here, depending on what your beliefs are, she is kind of like being a messenger for them here, with this card. Especially with the Manon McLear coming through here too, with this energy of like ancestors and the spirits of the other world and everything like that. I feel like for a lot of you, connection is going to be within connecting. Like, excuse me, peace is going to be found within connecting with your spirit guides, your god or goddesses if you work with them, or just the universe in general. So let's go ahead and pick the cards. So I'm going to set that up really quick and then we can get right into it. So we'll do two piles today. So I'll get that set up and I'll be right back. All right, welcome back everyone. So here. There we go. All right, so I have our 2 piles for today. I just have a couple like representative cards on here, but I have 2 crystals. We have amethyst for pile number 1 and rose quartz for pile number 2. So feel free to pick whichever pile you feel called to. So if you stayed for the first portion of the video, thank you so much. I appreciate you. But I just went over just kind of like where we're gonna come with the topic. Like, I pulled cards for the topic essentially. And we are going to focus on the idea of peace. And I got a lot from the reading that came through in the first portion. I'm kind of feeling like there is some sort of like ancestor or spirit guide aspect to this as well. So I feel like this is specifically messages on how to be content or be peaceful within your life right now. So yeah, feel free to pick either pile number 1 with our amethyst crystal or pile number 2 with our rose quartz. If you would like a little bit of a close-up of the crystal, here it is. Hopefully it's focusing because I can't see my phone. I'm using my phone as a camera right now, but hopefully it did focus there for you. And then we have rose quartz. All right. So I will have the timestamps in the description as well as the pinned comment down below. So feel free to go down below and pick your timestamp. I'll see you guys there. Bye. All right, hello, pile 1. If you picked the amethyst crystal, then this is your pile. So I did go ahead and use these 2 cards that I had pulled initially. I was just going to use them as placeholders before, but I decided to go ahead and use them. So we will be pulling from the actual decks as well to get some more cards, but we'll start off with these 2 today. So in this energy of like how to protect your peace or how to find a peaceful or content I don't want to say life because that seems like it's like your entire life, but in the moment, how to find peace, contentment. Um, I am asking your guides or who you consider ancestors to come into this space to help with this reading as well. But just keep in mind this is a general reading, so keep what resonates, leave the rest, all that jazz. But yeah. So the first card we have is the 8 of Pentacles here. It is in the reversed position. There is a little bit of this energy of not working on a craft that is your craft. I feel like this might be, especially going back to the initial reading in the beginning of the video of the Morrigan asked, and I feel like she was either asking for herself or for your guides. Here, let's double check on what card that was. That was this one. Why do you keep cutting me off? And it's a little bit of a blunt way of saying, like, why aren't you connecting? Why aren't you finding these connections with either your guides, the deities you work with, or the Morrigan herself, even if you work with the Morrigan? Why do you keep stepping away from that? Why do you keep pushing back? Why do you keep resisting this energy that is trying to help you? So, I see that in the 8 of Pentacles reversed, honestly. I feel like there is a resistance to either, if you want to call it witchcraft or your craft or whatever you deem as spirituality, or even if you're a part of a religion or something, there's a little bit of resistance there. And we're going to try to, I don't want to give you an answer here of like, this is exactly what you're doing and this is what you should do, because ultimately it is up to you. And no matter what I say in this video, it is up to you. And there is this resistance though with whatever you deem as a craft. I don't know if it's fear or if it's maybe even the imposter syndrome, but with this other card here on the other side, the do not fear the unknown, I feel like it is fear. You could either be fearful of like just the craft in general. Sometimes it can be a little scary, on like we don't know what's gonna show up, what's gonna pop up, especially when we're talking about spirit guides and ancestors. In my opinion, that is why protecting yourself is so very important. But your guides are encouraging you not to fear the unknown, to they are don't fear what makes you different, especially if you feel like your craft is different from what you're seeing like on TikTok or other YouTube videos or just the other people around you. Um, don't be afraid to do something different. Don't be afraid to be the quote black sheep among the black sheep. Or even honestly, even the white sheep among the black sheep. You know, like witches and practitioners are usually seen as the outcasts of society, but sometimes there also can be outcasts within those outcasts groups, especially as they get bigger and they start creating communities. Over the past couple years, we've seen definitely an intake or like an uptake of spirituality and non-religious, like mainstream religious thinking. And but within when that happens, you start to they start to create communities, and within those communities you start to see a lot of the same patterns that we see actually in mainstream religion, just with a different face. Don't be afraid to speak out. Don't be afraid to go against the grain. Don't be afraid to go against the crowd. Because that inherently, if you are a witch or if you just are a spiritualist that thinks like doesn't want to say you're a witch or something like that, inherently the idea of being a witch or going against mainstream religion, and that also includes mainstream spirituality, that's inherently what it is. Like being a witch is being an outcast. Being a witch is being a rebel. And so don't be afraid to go into a path that no one has tread, to go into this unknown energy. Please be safe though. Put your protections up. If you don't know how to do protections, look up some like 101 videos or something like that. Definitely take lots of different videos and ideas off of those videos. Like, please be safe. But don't be afraid to go against the grain of what the crowd is saying, because they're just as human as you are, and they ultimately have no say over what you decide to do with your craft. And again, that's even a callback to the Morrigan, right? For those of you who don't know, the Morrigan is also a goddess of sovereignty. She values integrity, she values autonomy. So with her energy kind of being sprinkled in this reading, I feel like she's just kind of giving you her advice here of like, grab your own sovereignty, grab your own integrity and your own essentially just your own vibe, you know, and take that high road. And it doesn't even have to be a high road. It could be a low road. It could be a left or right road, you know. Take the road less traveled, you know. And that even goes into the next card, which is the Three of Wands. The Three of Wands here, it is a card about pathways and planning ahead. You're taking these first steps into going on this journey. And as you, I don't know if you can see really well here, but in the card here, it does look very not traveled, because it literally is a cliffside to a, like to the ocean. Like, we look back at like pioneers when they went to the western continents, you know, like they didn't know what they were doing, but then they found a whole fucking continent. like like so we have this energy of like pioneering and making this way forward. It's really interesting to, and I will put in the video if I am not correct here. I'm just gonna make a note really quick to go back and double check, but I think Neptune or Uranus, I don't know, I will have it up on the video what this is, but some planet moved into Aries. Wait, I could have. Okay, I'm gonna look it up right here now because it's gonna drive me nuts. I'm just gonna, I'm just gonna nonchalantly just like, oh my gosh, I can't even. I have too much stuff on my desk. Okay, glad I looked it up. It is Neptune. I knew one of the planets did. Um, but Uh, so Neptune just moved into Aries. So we have all of this energy of like your dreams, also like a little bit more on the like collective consciousness vibes of that energy has now moved into a trailblazing sign, right? Aries is a trailblazer. Aries likes to make their own path, you know, make these dreams a reality by going your own way, right? So, and with going your own way, that is where you will find peace. That is where you will find contentment, right? So, make your own path, go your own way. You know the what's that song? The I gotta go my own way. You know, like what song is that? It's gonna drive me nuts. Oh, it's from High School Musical. Like Vanessa Hudgens sings it. Gabriella. So she sings about going her own way, making her own vibe, you know. I mean, not the whole context of the movie, but it just reminded me of that um of that song. Um and the next card we have is the High Priestess reversed. You are not listening to your intuition, right? What is your intuition saying? Is it telling you to make this new path for yourself? Is it telling you to go your own way? You know, like um ultimately no matter what I say here, what are you telling? Like what is your gut telling you? The High Priestess is the most intuitive card, the most intuitive archetype in the tarot. So we're looking at this energy of listening to oneself, listening to the energies that you are getting intuitively. If you pull tarot cards, actually listening and doing what the cards are saying. There's this whole jokey thing of like, ha ha ha, my cards say I need to go embrace these changes, ha ha ha, but am I gonna do it? No, ha ha ha. Like, no, like, actually do it. No wonder you guys are pulling the tower card left and right. I'm sorry, that's a soapbox I could get on. But my point is listen to your intuition, listen to your gut, and actually follow through with those things that you are hearing. And by doing so, you have the Sun card at the end here. This is the most positive card in the entire tarot deck. Listen to yourself. Go your own way. Trailblaze those new paths. Do not fear the unknown. Do not fear the scrutiny of others. Because ultimately, this is your life. And you write, like, as cheesy as it sounds, you write the book of your life, you know? I mean, there might be roadblocks here and there, but ultimately, like, you were the one making the choices. You were the one that is deciding to move your 2 feet forward, you know, going left or right. You might see that there's a wall on the left side, but hey, there might be a way around it. Might as well go left, see what shows up, or who knows. Maybe it looks 12 feet tall and you get up close to it and it's only 3 feet tall. You can just hop over it. You know, you never know. So definitely go down these paths and take a chance, take a risk. And with the Sun card here, there is a little bit of this energy of you don't know how good it could be, you know. So these two cards here, I'm kind of having this energy of what do your guides, whatever god you work with, whether that's like Christian god or pagan god, whatever you believe in, what are their messages specifically for you? This was kind of like an overall thing. These two cards are specifically from your spirit guides. Seek the lesson and protect the wild and green. So it's interesting because we have very strong symbolism of like almost like druids, like druidry. So if you are thinking about going into more of a shamanistic path, specifically like druids, but honestly any shamanistic path, definitely go for it. Definitely learn more about it. Your guides are saying that that might be a really good thing to go down. If you are not thinking of that, honestly, this could also just be them asking you to pay attention and actually listen to them, seek the lesson. Seek the lessons that you need to learn right now. Stop ignoring them. I just heard, I'm sick of yelling into a void, is what I just heard. And that was from someone's spirit guide somewhere. I'm sick of yelling into a void. Someone's very frustrated with you because you are not listening. But for some reason, I feel this energy of like you are acting like you are listening, like on an outward scale. Like you are like, oh yeah, I listen to my guides, I do this, I do that. Like in reality, you aren't. You aren't doing the work, essentially. You're getting these messages, you're hearing them. The high priestess is here. You are hearing these messages, but you are not listening. And I'm going to be honest, someone is a little frustrated. Because you have a lot of blessings coming your way. And if you would just listen and do the work, you'd be shocked how beautiful your life could be. Again, we're kind of bringing it back to peaceful content. You will be peaceful. You will be content if you actually listen and do this work. The wolf also represents a guide. So this is literally your spirit guides coming forth and asking you to actually listen to them and actually seek these lessons. Protect the wild and green can also talk about like literally protecting nature. But whenever I see this card, I also see like a druid or like a Celtic warrior in a way of like protecting their home and protecting the things that they love. So by doing this, this also, protecting your autonomy, protecting like who you are, your integrity, but also the people that you love and the things that you love, right? Your home, protecting your home. This could literally mean the earth. It could also mean your family. It could mean literally like actually protecting your house or the place you live. It could also mean protecting your body and your spirit. So I kind of mentioned, I think in the earlier, of like going into the unknown, but also making sure to protect yourself. So I'm going to just circle back around and talk about that. You need to put your protections up. And I'm not saying it's because something's out to get you. I am saying that just because it's a good practice to have. Like, regardless if any, like, then if anything shows up or anything just passes by or anything, you're good to go. You're Gucci. You won't pick up any gross energy or anything like that. I will say, I'm not here to finger. Oh my God. I'm not here to fearmonger. I'm not here to sit here and tell you in a reading, oh my God, you have a spirit attached to you. You need to do this, 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 and this. Like, that's not what I'm saying at all. What I'm saying is it is a good practice to have your protections up. It is a good practice to lock your door every night before you go to bed, even if you live in a really safe neighborhood, just in case. So that's kind of the energy here. I feel like I need to pull one more card. So one more card from this deck. This is just overall, I think this is just going to answer the question. We've answered a lot of questions on how to protect your contentment and peace, but I'm just going to ask the deck to just show one card with contentment and peace. What is one action that you can do to get on this path? I think is a better way to ask. It's right here. Embrace spirit. What did I say? What did I say like 2 seconds ago? Um, embrace spiritual practices. I just heard that you're going to get a higher perspective by doing so as well. And it's interesting because in this deck, Fear the Unknown is the number 7 card, and Embrace Spirit is the number 8 card. So you have this energy of like not fearing the unknown, taking that step, taking that leap, embracing spirit, and soaring. Like literally, it's an eagle. Like, yeah, honestly, I don't really have much else with that card. It's pretty self-explanatory. I kind of went over it earlier in the reading. So, yeah, I would say just start making a daily practice. And if you can't do daily, that's okay. If it's only weekly, that's okay. Just start making a regular practice for connecting with your spirit guides, connecting with your ancestors if you work with them, or any deities or gods if you work with them as well. And just start connecting with spirit and see where it takes you. Because sometimes you may be surprised. So yeah, I hope everybody has a good day. Thank you so much for stopping by this reading. I appreciate you so much. If you do like some of my content, go ahead and hit subscribe. Well, it's down there. Hit subscribe, like, comment. If you made it to the end of this pile 1 video, why don't we, I don't know, is there an eagle emoji? I don't know. A bird. Give me a bird. Oh, that sounds weird. um Go ahead and give me any sort of bird emoji, whether it's an eagle, a crow, a little blue bird, whatever you can do. Hit that bird emoji down below. Let me know your thoughts on the reading if you have any thoughts. Otherwise, you can just like put a little birdie and then just leave it at that. I would appreciate it so much. If you do like my content and want to see more, I do have a couple more videos over on my channel. Otherwise, you can click the link down below as well. It takes you straight to my website. And my website, I am offering private readings right now. So you can go ahead and schedule those if it's something you are interested in. But of course, I never ask for, like, you don't have to support me in that way if you don't want to. It's completely fine. Otherwise, just watching this video really helps. And yeah, I hope you guys all have a wonderful night or day or morning or whenever you're watching this. And as always, eat some yummy food, drink some water, and take care of yourself, because it is so important. Bye, guys. Hello, everybody. If you picked pile number 2 with the rose quartz, this is your pile. So originally I had planned to just use the cards that I had pulled for just placeholders before when you picked the piles, but then I decided to keep the cards that I pulled. So we'll start off with those. Otherwise we will be free shuffling the rest of your reading. So the focus here, if you weren't here for the beginning portion, I had pulled cards to ask the Morrigan kind of what the focus was to be today. She might come through in the reading, she might not for you, but regardless, we're kind of keeping it a little bit open-ended with just like spirit guides, ancestors, deities, spirit, or I already said spirit guides, and just whatever spirit universe you work with, if you work with anything. If not, it's just universe spirit vibes. So I did want to point out, it was really interesting because I took like a mini break just to take the videos off my phone to upload to my computer, and clear out my phone before I started this, just in case it cut off or anything. But while I did that, or like after I did that, I really felt the need to burn some cedar for you. So that might be like, if you're thinking about using cedar as a smoke cleanser, you definitely can. It's great for cleansing, protecting. It is a wonderful herb. It is a great substitution for white sage and Palo Santo. So Both of those are not only endangered, but they're also, well, white sage specifically is um, specifically used for native practices for their clothes practice. So please, please, if you are thinking about moving away from white sage, which I would recommend, but I'm not your ruler, mother, whatever. Like, I'm not going to tell you what to do, but it is my recommendation to move away from using white sage for smoke cleansing. And cedar is a really, really, really good substitute. So, otherwise, honestly, you might need to cleanse your space, is also the vibes I was also kind of getting. Um, as well as just like maybe you, especially if you work with plant magic, maybe you need to connect with the cedar plant spirit a little bit closer. It also could be one of your spirit guides or ancestor connection somehow has some sort of connection with that. So I just wanted to mention that I was burning some cedar in between readings for you. So yeah. Otherwise, um, your I just realized I forgot to talk about the crystal in the last reading. So um I will have to go back and do that. I just wrote a note for myself. But your crystal was rose quartz. So this crystal is all about unconditional love. It can talk about romantic relationships, but for you, I'm really feeling a little bit more of that unconditional love. I feel like you have a lot of ancestor spirits coming through for this reading to focus on. Like I said, we're focusing on your contentment, the peace, that kind of vibe. So, like, how can you, like, what advice do you need to feel content or at peace right now, or to protect your peace essentially? So the first card you have is the Know Your Power card, and there is a horse on here too. So horses are obviously like a very powerful animal. They also take you from one place to another. And so there might be a little bit of like a travel vibe, especially with the Manan card in the beginning that I pulled for the intro reading. There might be like a very specific vibe of traveling, either astral projecting or journeying in that way. Also, oh my gosh, there's a bird, and it is, I don't know if you guys can hear it, but it is so loud outside. um, uh, but so I definitely feel like you're gonna get a lot of messages if you do some sort of astral projecting or journeying in that way. If you have not done any of that and you've never done it, I highly recommend working on dream work first. That can be kind of like a good baby step into astral projection work. Definitely do your research. Definitely, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me if you'd like. But otherwise, like, my recommendation, look into dream work first, and then after you have a good solid vibe on dream work, as well as oh my gosh, I can't think of the word, lucid dreaming. There we go. I kept thinking like liminal dreaming, which I have no idea what that is. If anyone knows what that is, please let me know. um but dream work, remembering your dreams, lucid dreaming, and then going into astral projection is what I would recommend. um but yeah, regardless, your guides are definitely pulling you in that direction. I feel like a lot of messages are going to be coming through for like during that time. So it might be as soon as like right away, or it might be a little bit later down the line. Also, if you work with the Morrigan, with the horse coming through here, just because she did have her energy in the intro reading, Maka might be reaching out to you as well, or wanting to like work with you on a deeper level. If you do not work with the Morrigan, that was a very specific message only for those who work with the Morrigan. If you don't work with the Morrigan, disregard that entirely. She was very specific just now, only for those who are already working with her. Even if you're new, that's okay. Look into Maka a little bit, learn about her lore, and go from there. And also, just totally out of the blue, I heard Rhiannon. I don't know if she has connotations with the horse, but also the goddess Epona also might be coming through. Epona was a little bit more logical in my thought process. Rhiannon, I specifically heard also Rhiannon. So that is opened up to people who don't have to work with the Morrigan. So or who don't work with the Morrigan right now. Maybe look into Rhiannon or Epona as well. Those are both Celtic horse goddesses. So the tarot card that I pulled for you though is the King of Pentacles. So King of Pentacles is a wonderful card. There's this energy of stability, not just financially, but like within the home, just materially, just very this energy of just like a very stable, solid person. This could be you. This could be someone in your life. If this does remind you of someone in your life, they could also be an earth sign, or you could be an earth sign. If this does remind you of someone in your life, it could be talking about that person. For those of you too, especially because I mentioned earlier a lot of like ancestor work and all that, this might be your specific ancestor reaching out to you. Now keep in mind, this does not have to be blood related. So it could be blood related. It could be someone that you knew that passed away. It also could be someone in your bloodline that could be reaching out to you and offering advice. It could also be someone who has more of a spiritual connection to you. It could also be an archetypal connection. So this is something that I feel like a lot of people don't really point out with ancestor work. If you are an artist, right? Like yeah, if you are an artist and you are like, this is my passion, this is my like this is what this I know this is my vibe, you know, whether you do it professionally or just like in your off hours or whatever. Like if you identify as an artist, you can also call upon the archetypal artist energies for ancestors. So like I don't know, I'm trying to think of a famous artist. Like I don't know, like a famous artist that died or whatever, you can also ask for their artistic spirit to like come through and help you if you'd like, or just in general the archetype of the artist. And that works with any archetype. So for you, I literally just heard builder. So I don't know if you have anything that kind of has to do with the King of Pentacles, like this building, like building a family, building a house even, like, or construction work or anything like that. So I don't know. I don't know if that's something that you do, but that could be a connection as well. So otherwise too, King of Pentacles in general also talks about stability financially. So you could also be moving into an era of more stable financial gains that might help a little bit with your peace and contentment levels. I mean, it definitely would help me. All right, let's see what other cards you have. Also, I feel like I rambled for like 50 years. So I apologize. Like without pulling cards, I just got so much information. This one. Okay, we're pulling from the bottom of the deck here. All right, all Pentacles cards and a Major Arcana. So, and don't be afraid. This is the Devil card, but it doesn't mean the actual devil is coming after you or anything like that. Don't worry about it. But the Devil card can sometimes talk about temptations and addictions and things that, and that doesn't necessarily always mean like drugs or like all that jazz that I don't even know if I can really say on YouTube, but um all of that like really bad stuff. It doesn't always talk about that. It can, but it can also talk about like anything that would necessarily be a chain, you know, like holding you down, um or something that you feel like you're addicted to or anything like that. um I feel like this is talking about you, like your ancestors just kind of calling attention to those addictions and those temptations here, and just being like, hey, maybe you should work through those things in order to focus on this peace aspect, this contentment. You're going to be more at peace if you start identifying those addictions, identifying those temptations, and start working through them. I feel like they're not to a point where they are an issue yet in your day to day life, but they could be. So definitely pay attention to that. I don't feel a crazy amount of like, oh my God, you had to look at this now energy. But especially, I want to call attention right now, especially with the journeying energy I got earlier. Be careful if you're using, I don't, okay, first off, don't condone any substances or anything like that for journeying. But if you are using any of those substances that I don't condone at all, um, then be careful. Please, please, please be careful. Because with the devil card popping up here, it's just a little like red flag for doing that. That is not something I would recommend anyone to do. But I mean, as we all know, is definitely an option. So just so you are aware, just be careful going into it. Make sure you know everything that you need to know, all that jazz. But if you decide to do it, because I definitely don't condone any of it. Yeah. But the next card is the Nine of Pentacles reversed, and then the Four of Pentacles reversed. So both of these are Pentacles cards. The Nine of Pentacles can talk about like independence, specifically also like a feminine type of energy independence, but also any independent living, any like just like being your own bad bitch, essentially. um, with it being reversed, sometimes it can talk about self-care. So part of being a bad bitch is also being a bad self-care bitch, you know? um, take care of yourself. Specifically, I'm hearing take care of your body. So I think this is calling back to the devil card here with some of those temptations, addictions, everything like that. And so finding that inner peace also means taking care of your body, right? I think I even mentioned that in the intro video if you watched it. If you did not watch it, feel free to go back and watch it after this video. But it, I did have a couple like messages come through as well in the beginning. But Nine of Pentacles reversed. This is always like a self-care card for me when it comes up reversed. And again, like I said, specifically your body. Drink some water, eat some yummy food. That's like the thing that I say at the end of every video. Like take care of yourself. It's super, 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 super important to take care of your body, take care of yourself, and in turn, it'll take care of your mental health as well and all that jazz. So I also just heard definitely move your body as well, even if it's a slow movement, whether it's like slow yoga or just taking a walk or just, it doesn't have to be, I'm feeling like it shouldn't be super quick movement. Don't go out and like work out for 50 hours. Like do some slow movement. If you can even maybe take a tai chi class or something like that. Have that energy of like a slow movement of the body. Get kind of into this energy of feeling your body, feeling the energies within your body, and I think within that, like, getting into your body is actually going to help you journey, is going to help you travel, is going to help you be able to find that energy to push out because you know how it feels to be in. Does that make sense? So, taking care of your body, having this movement, um, also Four of Pentacles reverse. This can talk about literal financial savings, but I feel like in this way it's talking about energy. So we have this energy, like this stocking of energy essentially. I feel like you actually have a lot of energy stored away that you are not releasing. Now that's both good and bad, right? So, and I'm talking about like energy, like vibes. So, you have the energy over here, and this is positive energy, right? This is energy that you could tap into at any time. You don't know that you can, but you can. You're storing it somewhere in your body or in, in your body. And then you have this energy here, and this is, I guess we can call it negative energy, like positive and negative. It's not that clear cut, but essentially like more of those like negative energies, like trauma and anger and all that jazz. It also is stored in your body. There's a lot of energy right now stored in your body that you need to release. And by releasing that in the physical, it will help you mentally clear your mind and find that inner peace, find that equilibrium is what I just heard. Also, I should have said this in the beginning. Oh my God. Please, please, please take everything that I'm saying with a grain of salt. I am not a medical professional. I am also not a psychology professional. I said that weird. So my readings are for entertainment purposes only, and please, please, please take into account that everything that I say is for entertainment purposes. It is not for medical advice. It is not for mental health advice. So please, 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 please keep that in mind. But yeah, like I said, you have a lot of energy stored within your body. You need to release that, and by releasing that, you're gonna feel a lot more. I just heard a lot more free, kind of like a horse, like a free horse running around. But you're gonna have a lot of this energy that's you're gonna be able to release because you need to release it because otherwise it's causing stagnation. It's causing like if you have a lot of packs on your back and you're a lot slower than somebody who like doesn't have any or only has a small pack. So yeah. So the next couple cards that we're going to pull are messages from your spirit guides specifically. Like I said, this in the beginning of the reading, this could be from like if you work with a Morrigan, this could be specifically from Maka. If you have connections to Rhiannon or Epona, could also be from them, or it could be from this other spirit guide that kind of came through for you earlier. So honestly, it might just be ancestors. That's kind of what I'm feeling too. But yeah, especially with that rose quartz crystal that you pulled. So this is just advice from spirit, from your ancestors. Again, I feel like I need to pull from the bottom. And then this last card is going to be just final thoughts. But these two, actually, okay, I'm supposed to pull all three is what I just heard. So I pulled only 2 cards for this section, but I'm supposed to pull 3. Interesting. This was from pile 1. We also pulled that card. So we are all connected, nourish the soul, and seek the lesson. So we're all connected, right? So this energy of I just heard like, you know how like people talk about like we're all connected, we're all one, but I was getting the vibe of less like energetically like across like just energy lines or whatever, but like I just ley lines is what I heard, like earth, like think of it in a very earthy way. a very grounded way. You got all Pentacles cards besides that Major Arcana card. Earth. It's very important. If you go for a walk like I recommended, go for a walk, see if you can go find a place where you can walk barefoot somewhere. As again, please be safe. Because you don't want to like step on glass or anything. But see if there's anywhere where you can put your bare feet right on the ground. And that'll help you feel connected to nature, feel connected to just the energies surrounding you. So I would recommend too, if you can get in the cycle of the seasons as well, like maybe even like we're moving into spring, so this is a lot of new energy, right? But if you're in the southern hemisphere, for instance, you're moving into fall, so this is more about like getting ready for winter, enjoying the harvest, but like also like storing up, making sure you have energy for the winter and all that jazz. So essentially think of the seasons, think of the energies of the earth. The energies, this earth energy is very important for you, just this very grounded energy. And then second card you have is Nourish the Soul. This is one of my favorite cards in this deck, I'm not gonna lie. It's literally says, like, means what it says, right? Like, not only nourishing your body, not only taking care of your body, but on top of it, like, and it's a symbiotic relationship, you know, like when you start working with your body, your mind starts to free up. And when you start working your mind, your body starts to feel better. And I say mind, but I also mean like soul or spirit. So while you're working through these like slow body movements and getting more into your body, also start to maybe like feed your soul or your mind again as well. So maybe go for a walk, listen to a podcast, learn about a topic that you haven't yet. It doesn't have to be spiritual, but I think Nourish the Soul is usually a little bit more of a spiritual card, so it could be talking a little bit more about like maybe a spiritual topic that you've always wanted to learn or something like that. Maybe listen to that while you're walking, or something like that. Or go out, walk to a park, and then when you're at the park, pull some cards or something like that. Or maybe even meditate a little bit also. So maybe go to a park, listen to I heard birds earlier. Listen to the birds around you, listen to nature. It's very important for you to connect with the earth element right now. And then seek the lesson. This card also in the last last pile, this card also came out. This talks about connecting with your ancestors, connecting with the spirits. Seek the lesson, seek the information, the knowledge. The wolf also is a guide, so follow that intuitive guide, that intuitive energy, and see where it takes you. See where like what guides you meet, you know. And I feel like this card also is a little bit more of a callback to that journeying aspect as well. So at some point you are going to be journeying or astral projecting, but wolves also have dream connections as well. So definitely start with those dreams, work your way up. So we're going to pull one last card. And this one is like, what is your next step? What are you supposed to do right away after leaving this this reading to kind of put you in the right direction here? Ooh, okay. It's a little bit of a, we have make the sacrifice, and I think there's a glare right here on the desk, so I apologize, but it's for those of you who want to see it, it is number 27, make the sacrifice, and it almost looks like a Shakespearean dragon, like holding poor Yorick. Alas, poor Yorick, I knew thee well. But oh goodness, I hit my whole desk, I'm so sorry. Oh my gosh. There we go. So with Make the Sacrifice card, I think in this whole journey, this whole spread, this is a callback to the devil card that we talked about, that temptation, that whatever is chaining you down, whatever is um, addiction is a strong word, like I said, but you are going to have to make sacrifices in order to have these connections, even if it's just your time, which some people can see time as such like their whole life, and to some degree, I mean, sure, it kind of is, especially when we have to go to work and we have to take care of our family, and I say that with love, like, please take care of your family. But like, sometimes it's like, oh, I want to do all of these things for myself, but I have all these responsibilities, something has to give, whether it's instead of you playing video games at the end of the night to relax, you decide to go for a walk, whether like it means on your lunch break, instead of sitting on your phone and looking through it, start reading a book on your lunch break, like a spiritual book, or maybe even just a book that you feel like nourishes you a little bit more, helps you relax, helps you find that contentment, that peace. Something has to give. We only have so much time, and it stinks. Even though time is not linear and all this stuff, like in spirituality and everything, and it's something I do believe. For the day-to-day humans, it is, unfortunately. And we have to make choices, and we have to decide to focus on the thing that we want to focus on, the long-term goal. I will say I just got this image of like someone learning things in the astral. So that's something I don't really know much about, but maybe it's something worth looking into. Like reading a book in the astral or something like that. I have no idea about it, but it just popped in my head, so I'm just gonna go with it. But regardless, in your day-to-day life, something has to give. I was reminded also by like the Shakespearean thing, so I don't know if that has anything to do with anything. I did mention like an artist earlier in the reading as well. So maybe part of that time that you have to like dedicate towards is like writing that play or writing the book or reading a book, or just something like that. Like, just focus on something else. But also with the skull here, this brings in this death energy, this change. You have this energy of things changing on the horizon for you. But you can't just have the benefits of change without making the sacrifices necessary in order to gain those benefits. So start thinking about how Make the Sacrifice kind of works in your life, and what you feel like you need to give up in order to gain some of these things. So and ultimately, I can't sit here and tell you what they are because it's your life, and this is a general reading. So also something I should have mentioned, this is a general reading. Take what resonates, leave the rest, all that jazz. But thank you so much for stopping by and listening to the reading. If you stayed all the way to the end, give me a horse emoji. We love horses here. Or actually, just kidding. Don't do a horse emoji. Do a skull emoji, because we're embracing these changes and we're embracing this new vibes. So leave me a skull emoji if you stayed to the end. So thank you again. Thank you for listening to my reading. I appreciate each and every one of you. And if you like my content, definitely go down there, subscribe, like, comment, leave those skull emojis. If you even if you didn't like the reading, just leave a skull emoji and be like, you suck. I would be okay with that. I'll take it. Um, but um, if you do like some of my content, though, I do have um, other readings on my channel. You can go check those out. Otherwise, I do offer private readings right now. I do have some spots open still for the month of April. So definitely go and check that out via my website. I'll have it in the description. You can definitely sign up that way. I offer live readings as well as video recorded readings. So I hope you guys have a good night, day, morning. I don't know, anytime it is. I hope you guys are having a wonderful time. And as always, eat some yummy food, drink some water, and take care of yourself. It's so very, very, very important. All right, bye guys.